Okay, well, I haven't vlogged in a while. We upped my dose of anakinra about a week ago. Would you say that was a week ago? Last Wednesday. And my body did not like that at all. My mast cells went berserk. Within a couple minutes, I immediately felt just terrible. I was having dystonia in my foot, just like the full burning sensation throughout my entire abdomen, swelling, flushing. My heart stayed fine, but in my liver area and spleen area, my mast cells are pissed off over that because they aren't doing very well from the HLH and the EBV virus that has infiltrated the liver. Because of that, the mast cells have been angry, but when I did the anakinra, the liver pain was worse than it's ever been. I finally got to where I wasn't reacting to every single one of my meds, but I've still been way more reactive than usual. When mast cells degranulate to one trigger, they kind of precipitates a whole cascade, and you begin reacting to previously safe things until your body calms down. So the admission for the Rituxan, which was supposed to clear the EBV virus, had to be postponed. The doctor agreed that that was fine, like they understood the reasonings, because there was no point in introducing a new medication when I was already that set off and reacting to my regular safe meds. The Rituxan is very allergenic amongst the normal population, so we are beginning with a quarter dose, and the doctor is petrified. In the email, she said she was just as scared as I was. I do not know if I will restart the anakinra for the once a day, because the once a day was going decent-ish, but the twice daily was not. I'm going to see how the Rituxan goes, because right now that is more important. The EBV virus likes to live in the B cells, and because it's in the B cells, that's how it gets in the bone marrow and in the other organs. So the idea is to kill off the B cells with the Rituxan, and once I don't have any B cells anymore, then my body should be able to take care of the EB virus. Sometimes it just still keeps coming back, and you've got to continue Rituxan treatments to ensure that HLH doesn't come back, because regardless of whether you're primary or secondary HLH, the EB virus can awaken the whole process. And other times you only need 4 or 5 treatments of the Rituxan, and then you're in remission from your HLH. At this point, we don't know if I am primary or secondary. I'm still waiting on my genetic results for that, but we have concluded that this has been going on for longer than we thought. The thought is that I'm already predisposed to HLH, and my colectomy surgery that I had September 2018 is what kind of awoke this process. I've been having the random fevers and such since then, every few weeks. I made it a couple months once, but for the last year, every few weeks, I'm back in the hospital looking like I'm septic, but yet I'm not. All of those weird fevers and episodes that were always associated with obstructions was actually like mini HLH crises, and it just didn't become more full-blown until this September, after the EB was also in combination. Created the perfect storm. My liver would always go really wacky then too, and they just thought it was just some weird fluke thing that my body did when the bowel was stressed out or something. So I just got to the hospital, and everything is broken. The bed is broken and won't quit airing up. The hospital door won't shut. So we have the maintenance man coming, and that's why I have my mask on now, because it's dinner time, and with the door not shutting, that's kind of concerning because it lets in the food smell, and I can react to certain ingredients if the proteins are released into the air. This was supposed to begin in the morning hours when doctors are available, but the hospital is full to capacity, and so I just got in, and it almost didn't even happen today. But the plan is to do a 24-hour admission to monitor me to see how I do. How is it?
What do you mean?
Tell the vlog.
Yum. It's...
This is not sponsored.
This is what?
I said
She's vlogging this, and so I put you on the vlog, but she said this wasn't sponsored
because she held up the Orgain. That is her hospital sustenance.
I brought me
I used to drink the kids version.
microwave macaroni. Yeah, I don't know where she is. I'm just kidding.
You have your thermometer, right?
Yes. She's getting all jealous for nothing, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
You guys watch This Is Us?
I've seen a few episodes, but not like faithfully.
Yeah.
You do watch it?
It's been a while since I've seen it, but is this like the newest ones?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
98. This Is Us is good, but I think it's kind of.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's kind of overrated.
So we're gonna do it at 10 for the first 2 hours, and then increase it as long as everything's going good.
Well, that's a nifty cat.
Yeah. It's like a little valve. It stops anything from coming out unless it's hooked into an IV. Like a little smart valve.
I am a quarter of the way done with my Rituxan. We started with a dose of 100 milligrams, which is about a quarter of what I actually need. It is still at 10 mils an hour. I have bone pain, and I am getting chills. Fever is a common side effect. So far, I don't have an actual fever yet, but I'm only a quarter of the way done. We will see what happens from there. I haven't had anaphylaxis or anything. My liver labs came back. They were worse than last time. I really need to get this Rituxan in me to try to help matters. You can see the chills. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to make it home today, but we'll see. My mom and I are watching a show called Legacies, but we paused it while she goes to eat. And I'm reading a book. I was discharged the next day after the Rituxan. We ran it around 10 hours. The symptoms I was experiencing during the infusion stayed pretty consistent the entire 10 hours. By the end of the 10 hours, I did begin to feel pretty reactive. Once I got home, things kind of evened out. The next day after the infusion, I had had the best day that I had had in a long, long while. As I've said previously in the video, I have been very reactive, and don't get me wrong, I'm still very reactive. But the day after the Rituxan was my least reactive day that I've had in a couple weeks. I'm not sure if that was more of a coinky-dink or if it was the medicine, because I don't even think the medicine really had time to do what it was supposed to do. 2 days after the infusion, I began having joint pain and stiffness. Now, I have joint pain pretty regularly, but this was different, and it was making every single joint stiff, from my toe joints, my knee joints, ankle joints, elbows, hands, wrists, etc. And the pain was different than my normal type of pain. That is apparently a Rituxan side effect. It is improving now that I had the infusion Wednesday and today is Sunday, so it is just now improving, but it didn't come on until Friday, so it took 2 days to come on, and I'm hoping it is completely gone by Wednesday when I will receive my next infusion. And I will also vlog how that goes, because they will be doubling my dose of Rituxan. I'm going to be admitted again for the next dose because of the high incidence of reactions with this drug. They just want to make sure I am safe. It has such a high risk of reaction because half of the antibody that kills the B cells is human, and the other half is derived from mice. And because it is not entirely human, the body recognizes it as foreign. So while the infusion is running, people have major issues. And with a mast cell activation patient, we are already more susceptible to reaction. But thank you for watching. I will keep everybody updated.